I think one part of the reason the CGM works so well is, I mean, the largest sugar spike I've had in the last 2 weeks was one single green apple, right? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, maybe not so much. Once people start to see how playing with these different parameters influences their sleep. And yes, in theory, you could learn all this stuff for yourself, but in practice, people don't. And the example I always give, actually, is one of my pet examples. Blood pressure monitors have been available, effective and cheap for 20 years. You can buy one for $20 from the pharmacy. What's happened to blood pressure over the last 20 years? It's got worse, right? Diet Coke, how long's Diet Coke been widely available for? 20 years? Has it cured the diabetes epidemic? It's got worse, right? And I think Fitbit have been out for 10 years, and Fitbit have delivered, I think, 100 million devices, during which time everyone's health has got worse. So, none of these things work in the way that we think they're going to work. Because I think what you need, this is my conclusion, which is I'm completely in favor of technology, but unless you've got a health professional guide or mentor working it through with you, you kind of don't get it, or it drifts away. And I think where we come is we bring all these technologies into a place, we sit down and discuss it with the individual. And what we're able to do is help them prioritize what's important and make them realize what's important. And the reason I like this program so much is because we spend 6 to 12 months with the clients and we see them face to face for an hour every 2 weeks. We're on that health journey with them. Whereas in the health system, typically a GP in this country has a total of 10 minutes with a client once a year. As a community pharmacist, I get 3 minutes with a client discussing their prescription. And it's patently not enough.
Yeah.
So the testing isn't the problem, right? If the testing was going to solve the problem, it would have done it by now. You need something else that's beyond the testing to influence and support people. And it works. I mean, it patently works. You were asking about top tip. I don't think there is one topic. I mean, I don't know about in your clinical experience, but in mine, there isn't one. The top tip is the N equals 1. So for this one individual, what is the low-hanging fruit that you can identify that enables them to make some early rapid changes? And once they've made these early rapid changes and they feel radically, and I'm talking about within 2 to 4 weeks, the light's coming back on in people's eyes and they're starting to see what they could achieve. That's so empowering that they can then do the next step and the next step. And so you're building stepwise on a journey, small incremental steps. Right. And I think my role is to identify the low-hanging fruit for that individual, help them take that one step, and then the next step, and then the next step.
Yeah. And it's so important to have someone to guide you through that, because what I see with sleep is that whatever changes you make now aren't going to have effect necessarily in 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. It's probably going to take weeks for you to really see the overall impact. And so you need someone to sort of help you stick with it, because how many people stick with something where you don't get immediate feedback, right? We're in this like immediate feedback society, immediate gratification type society.